Here we have Commerce Resources, and now there is a question in from John Rice, so we'll start with that one. So have you started on a conceptual mine and operating plan? If this information is available on the website, please link to it.
Yeah, thank you very much, John. On the presentation dated January 2021 on the website right now, on slide 24, there is a cartoon of the conceptual mine plan. I mean, part of it is that it's not very detailed. We are certainly looking forward to putting a more detailed plan on the website, but it's a very simple deposit. And this is one of the important fundamentals to understand about the Ashram. It is a carbonatite that outcrops at surface and then goes down to well below 600 meters, where we have drilled it with consistent mineralization from surface. The surface expression, as we understand it right now, is it's basically an oval that is somewhere between 1 kilometer wide and 2 kilometers north to south. And these carbonatites are igneous. They come up from the center of the earth, and in areas like the Northern Shield, the Canadian Shield, where there is basically no mountainous activity, it's essentially unfaulted, unfolded, comes straight up from the center of the earth. So the actual deposit then as well, since it is hosted by the most dominant rare earth element mineral that dominates commercial production, which is monazite, also then the processing on site and downstream is as simple as it gets in the rare earth element industry, which is the situation on site would be extract. The current business plan is 4,000 tons per day. Do flotation on site, and that's basically all of the beneficiation that would be done on site. And in that flotation, we reduce mass by 75%. So on a 4,000 ton per day extraction, we're only then planning to ship out 1,000 tons per day. Then putting it on a road which does not yet exist, and then putting on a barge and barging it around to the downstream processing facility, which will be located somewhere on the St. Lawrence. And we've looked at 17 different sites for that. And arguably the most attractive at this point may be Matan or Bécancour, but that decision has not yet been made. So in terms of the news we had out a week ago, in terms of signing the contracts for DRA, Global, et cetera, for the firms to work on the pre-feasibility study, certainly there will be significant detail that will be disclosed in the pre-feasibility study.
Okay, great. Mel, I see you. Did you have a question for Commerce?
No.
No, okay. All right. We do have some more email questions for you, Chris. So this one's more about the market in general. What kind of relationship is there between the global chip shortage and rare earths?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. And, you know, these items, news items, this is a question I've been asked several times recently. So rare earth elements are used in the doping of semiconductors and microchips, but it's a very small market ultimately for rare earth elements. So ultimately, the real impact that a shortage of semiconductors or microchips would have would be if downstream automotive manufacturing is slowed down, because in terms of the size of the markets for rare earth elements, the production of electric vehicles and battery electric vehicles, that is one of the biggest markets for rare earth elements. And so if there is a slowdown in the production of semiconductors and microchips, and that then causes a slowdown in automotive production, then yes, there will be a temporary a reduction in demand for rare earth elements. But again, rare earth elements are not a big input into the manufacture of chips. The other interesting thing about this question is, and I don't think people understand this as well as they might, is that chip production is not dominated by China. Chip production is dominated by other Asian countries like Taiwan, for example. So China is actually behind the eight ball in this regard as well. Yes, certainly you could say that the West and, General Motors, announcing a slowdown in automotive production, et cetera, et cetera. Yes, that's an impact, but it's not related in any regard to the ongoing tension, let's say, between the United States and China. It's different. China is just as much, if not more, affected by a chip slowdown coming from places where they are not friendly with, like Taiwan.